Hi Taurus, it's Lynn from Tinker Tarot and Cartomancy. I'm here to do your September 2025 reading. Um, I'm using the Angels and Ancestors this month and a little bit of half of last month as well. But this is an oracle card, and it's really interesting because you got the Earth Guardian and your Earth sign. So the Earth Guardian is telling you, what does it say? Stay rooted and grounded. So you need to approach a situation in your life from a calm, grounded perspective. It's saying take it slow and think about it before you make your decision and then move on it. It says you want to spend your energy on something that's going to become beautiful rather than a weed that you're going to have to tend to later, you know? So, very interesting. Then you have in the Mythic Tarot the Nine of Wands. And we're in the 9 right now in September, and we're also in the 9 of the year 2025. It's also a 9, so it's a 9-9 right now in September. And 9s usually come with a final challenge, before we're able to step into something new. And you can see the ship here is almost home. All the fires are lit and they're ready for and welcoming, the sailors to come home. But however, there's a huge storm and it's making it impossible to pass the bluffs. So if you just wait out the storm, if you pull back a little bit and wait out the storm, it'll be just easy peasy to pull in. You'll get there. But it requires patience and thought and wisdom. So this is a challenge that just requires you to be calm. In your Morgan Greer Tarot, you have the Hanged Man, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Hierophant. So there's a situation around you, and in some ways you feel like there's nothing you can do, and maybe that's what you're going to choose. You're going to choose to say nothing and do nothing, and it could be regarding a family member, a close friend, someone who's returned from the past, maybe someone who's returned over and over again, you know. And so it looks like you're just going along with something and not really making a move to um, influence it. And the Ten of Swords and the Hierophant. So there is in this situation, I feel like limits have been put on you, okay, or boundaries in some way. And you, at this time with the Ten of Swords, are deciding that those aren't your limits. Those are someone else's limits. Those are someone else's thoughts and intentions. They're not yours. And you grow from the situation, and you needed to, for some reason, you needed to go through this to realize something about yourself, and it invites immense growth in you, immense transformation in a lot of ways. Okay, this could have something to do with an institution of some sort, working for a hospital or education center, or even prison. But it's about learning the lesson, really learning the lesson and becoming the wiser. In the body of the tarot here, in the past, you have the Knight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and then the Four of Wands. So fours are that pause. Fours are where we sit and listen, we take it in, kind of thing. And we also find a group or a new group of people who thinks the same way as we do, who has the same picture as we do. In the Knight of Pentacles, this is very grounded energy. Like, this is exactly what you should be doing. moving real slow, taking your time, because you do feel sort of vulnerable in this situation, and you might be hearing things from other people. They might be talking in your ear, trying to convince you of this or trying to convince you of that. And you need to listen to yourself at this time, okay? And then in the Four of Wands, you find the team, the group that you need to work with, that would be most helpful. And everyone has a different skill in this group. They're not all the same, everyone's a little bit different. And you're going to join forces to complete a task or to move on to something together. Um, in some ways, I think that you may want to do something on your own. There's something about putting yourself into this and being independent and strong. I think you're going, like I said, through a growth period. You also have the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles. So those two tens signify completion, something coming to an end. It looks like successfully and happily for you. Whatever this change is, and there's a change coming for sure with the Knight. The Knight is on the move. As slow as he's going, he's still on the move. And this is something that's going to make you happier, okay? You're going to feel um, a sense of accomplishment somehow in the situation. And with you've moved up from the Knight to the Queen of Pentacles now. And the Queen of Pentacles is very independent. She's a nurturing person, can take care of a lot of things at the same time, and can take care of everything on her own. She's strong and independent. So this is making you stronger, okay? And you're getting ready to move on to this new thing. In the present, like, this is really something. Nine of Cups, the Sun, those two together are outstanding. Like, it's so much success. This is the right move for you to make right now in your life. Okay. The nine is completion without finality. It's where you go through a phase, you go through a threshold, and you're ready for the new now. And you needed to go through the one and through the eight, through those cycles and lessons to be ready at the nine to move forward. So Nine of Cups is the wish card. It's so positive. If it's relationship, it's really, really happy. And that's all different kinds of relationships. And it's what you really want. And then with the Sun, again, this is success. It's a yes. It's a dream come true. You've been granted this access now at this time because you've done all the work. You've done all the work. You took your time and tried to see the right path, not what it was just being offered. You made decisions here. Is this right for you at your time? Because it could be other people's past. Oh, look at that. That just dropped on the floor. So we have a time card now. The time card. 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. All right. This is going to come to pass. My readings are usually a month long, so we're talking a month. And then the Ten of Swords it's an ending card, and this is your third 10, by the way. But it's also a card where we don't accept others' boundaries. Like I said earlier, people impart their limitations on us, or what they think we can and can't do or accomplish. And so this is a time where we do not accept that anymore. We we know we can go further, have more, be happier, whatever it is. And you can see the new horizon in the background. You can see the new horizon coming up. This is unexpected for you, I think. I think you are leaving something that's not stable to begin with, but I think it's unexpected in yourself that you had the courage now, even though you feel vulnerable, to take this step for you, right? Very, very nice. And then I forgot to mention with the Nine of Cups, you had the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles, again, second time, it's taking your time, just being calm and nurturing something that's going to become beautiful. And beautiful it will become. Don't let others push you or rush you or anything like that. And then in the outcome, which is near the end of September, you have the Queen of Swords and the Ace that I dropped here. So the Queen of Swords could be someone coming into your life. This could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini person. It could also be someone that's very serious. They really know their stuff. They do their research. They do the work behind it. They could be very good technically with computers and phones and all that sort of thing. But this she it could be a woman or a man, but there's a spiritual side to this person, like they might be into some spiritual hobbies or beliefs, and also trying to heal. This is also trying to heal, but in a more, like, this is protecting yourself, but also trying to heal at the same time. And with this Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands is an opportunity. Okay, this is a potential for new growth. This could be in what you do, what you create, where you work, what you do for a living. But it's definitely a creative opportunity, and it could be from this Queen of Swords. This, and they're very serious about this offer. All right. Then you have the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess. So there could be another person enters the picture. And it reminds me of this team up here in the Four of Wands, gathering your team together to accomplish something, knowing who I think you already know these people, perhaps, and you know what their gifts are. You know what their talents, their skills are, and you know what they could bring to the table. So you may be inviting them into your life or running into them again, or they come into your life. But anyway, the Queen of Wands is very action oriented, very creative, and a problem solver. She comes up with solutions. She always has really good ideas or plans to move something forward, to take action on it. Okay. This person could be a high priestess. This could be a psychic or someone in the healing profession in some way. You may go to them for guidance or get their guidance, but they're a very instinctual person. And this is, um, I think there's a little bit of this in you too. You could be, into those arts, and or starting to welcome them more in your life, knowing that the moon does affect us. It's important to follow the moon cycles and what it brings, and the other planets and solar movement has a big effect on us. And so I think you're going to start taking some of this into consideration. And then you have the Six of Wands and the Five of Wands. And in the Six of Wands, this is the story of Jason and the Argonauts and the Golden Fleece. And in this card, Jason has reached the island, sailed the seas with his team, finally reached the island, fought the dragon, got the fleece. And so it's a very victorious time. You're having victory over something. You've done the unexpected or the undoable here, the impossible, because nobody else could get the fleece. The king sent many heroes to try and get this fleece, and they all failed. But Jason, the unlikely person, like people think perhaps about you, that it's unlikely that you'd be able to accomplish something like this, you do. So this is, but there's still a lot of work to do. We still have to get back home with the fleece, present it to the king, and get the rewards. So the six is victorious, but there's still work to do. And in the Five of Wands, we can see some of that work. There could be competition, there could be conflicting ideas on what should be done and how it should be done, because when we work in a team, the other team members have different ideas about how to move forward, so there could be conflict of ideas kind of thing. And everybody needs to remember that you are victorious together, you know. So the Five of Wands usually requires listening to what other people are saying and taking it into consideration. Okay. So this is so successful, this reading, and it means you're stepping into something you've wanted to for a long time, maybe haven't, out of fears, you know, or like I said, these ideas that other people have put on you. And so you're able to get by barriers in time with patience and moving slow, being grounded. In the cartomancy, what jumped out for you is the King of Hearts. This could be a blue eyed man, could be fair skinned, or could be the person you are in love with. It could be your partner or someone you're attracted to. It also could be someone just very close to you, a brother, uncle, something like that, or best friend. But this person means something to you and you mean something to them. I see that it looks like you're probably going to have a meeting. There could be a jealousy issue in the situation. You could be jealous of this person or they of you, and you're trying to work this out. You are going to work it out. You're going to work it out. You're going to talk this out or work it out, or take action in some way to resolve this. But it looks like you're going to meet to because I think there's honestly care there. And like I said, this could be in any relationship in your life, but you're going to work to improve it, and improve it you will. So, very good cards. You could be coming from this a changed person, though. Like you're coming to this meeting a changed person, not the old person, the new person. And so, I think that you're able to see many possibilities in the outcome, and so you're not closed and just focusing on this one possibility. It has to be this or it's nothing, and so you're open to other possibilities. So wow, Taurus, this is a really nice reading. This is getting by some demons. This is shaking what's not stable in your life, moving past it. Um, New opportunities. Obviously, with all these tens, there's a lot of completion here. And then the Ace of Sword or Ace of Wands, which is in near the end of September, there's going to be some opportunity or a chance for you to expand, to grow, okay, in a new way, of some way, new opening a new door for sure. Anyway, you'll have to let me know. I always am very curious what this means for some of you out there. So I love when you comment, and I read them all just to let you know. Anyway, love you bunches. Talk to you soon. Bye.